Alright, let's get this started. Welcome to NEO Scavenger. And before we start, we're just going to resize this window, I think. And yes, I'm playing this windowed because there's basically a good reason for it. It involves a wiki. And, you know, window games with wikis are usually the way to go. Now, I'll note that I tried to start a recording of this game beforehand, but that one failed. So hopefully this one won't fail. I was going to jump into a new game here, and I'm going to note that just from the start, there's basically all these, like, you know, abilities and skills that you can sort of start off with, as well as flaws you can also start off as well. These, like, abilities and flaws sort of, like, indicate how you're basically going to go about your way in, like, the wastelands. That'll basically be the post-apocalyptic setting you'll be in. It's called Michigan, but it's a post-apocalyptic setting nonetheless. And right from the start, I'm going to pick up strong, law-picking, mechanic, and ranged. And the reason I'm going to pick up these skills is because they're basically for a good pack mule type of build. I'll pick up myopia just so that I basically have, you know, the balanced amount of stuff we have, and then we'll start here. I'll go into detail more about these skills at another time, but for now, this is what we're going to start off with. And we're just going to get going. So, you wake up, disoriented, slumped over a base of an empty cryosleep pod, still damp from cryo fluid. The thick dust from the floor clings to your skin, leaving a clean spot on the ground, where a large 05 is painted. Across the room, there is an open door to a hallway, and a broken window leading outside. Just as you gather your wits, an unearthly scream erupts from down the hall, beyond the doorway. Something is coming fast. Alright, so this is basically sort of like the event that sort of like pops up as soon as you jump into the game. And you're basically waking up from cryostasis, and something's going to try and kill you. So you either have to basically defend yourself, or, you know, get rid of the threat or run away. Now, because I basically have these two skills, mechanic and strong, I have two options basically to deal with the threat that's coming. If I use strong, I'll prepare to fight it, and I'll basically clobber it. And if I use mechanic, I'll basically read the door to stay shut, and I won't fight it. Now, because I basically have these skills, strong is probably the way to go, because I'll basically sock the monster and kill it. So we'll just do that. So prepare to fight. You steel your nerves and decide to take this thing down, whatever it is. As you assume a defensive stance, it bursts into the room. The beast stands on its hind legs like a man, but has the appearance of a ragged, predatory dog. It looks right at you, shrieks and lunges. It connects with a force that jars you both, and the dogman actually has to step back to keep his balance. Taking advantage of this distraction, you knock him to the ground and grab his throat. His claws tear into your flesh as you crush his windpipe with every ounce of strength you have. Moments later, he stops moving. You realize it cost you some nasty wounds, but at least you're alive. Alright, so the game has started, and this guy basically wounded my upper right arm with a slash, and he pelted my right arm. So both these are basically all wounds in my right arm, so my right arm's going to take a little bit of damage from that. With the rush of adrenaline fading, you turn your attention back to the strange room. You should probably finish up here, in case there are any more of those things. Alright, so we defeated the dogman. That's basically what these guys are. And when I basically kill him, we got some, you know, items for killing him. We got his corpse, because, you know, when he kills something, their corpse is left behind. And I have shards of glass basically from the window nearby. So I can go through these shards here. Ooh, good shard right there. And I'm basically just going to go through these shards and, nice. Do stuff with them. Specifically, I'm going to use them to, like, you know, probably do stuff with this corpse here. Yeah, you can pick up the dogman corpse if you want to, but it's kind of heavy. It weighs 185 kilograms, kind of heavy to, you know, lift around, but whatever. What I can do with it is I can craft with that, but we'll get to that in a bit. You're standing in a cryostasis room, though it looks like you might have been the only survivor. So I have some options here. I can leave through the open window, or I can go search the console for records. We'll do that. You check the console for any patient info and come across these free records. So basically, here's like the records for like the people who are in these tanks. So tank 1 is Anton Blubber. There's like his information. He's committed 2012, November 11th. Philip Kendra is basically who I am. I was basically in Tank 5. I was committed in 2019 on September 15th. And there's basically no data for me except for my billing address, which is at the Detroit Saving Bank here. And then 06 was Lloyd Blank Check. He's basically committed in 2008 on October 18th. And that's pretty much what they're all about. Alright, let's leave this place. You decide to go outside and see if you can figure out where you are. Avoiding the broken glass, you step onto the sill and outside, rustling some plants that have grown wild in the area. It's cool outside and damp, probably morning. The distant report of a gun catches your attention. You cock your head listening, but it's over as quickly as it started. Obviously, you're not alone out here, though that doesn't necessarily comfort you. You're in a parking lot of Guy's Cryo facility, but everything looks disused and disrepair. Plants have pushed away through the pavement and over the facility. Worst of all, nothing looks familiar. You don't remember this place, or even who you are. Your frustration mounts, but you catch it and put it in check. Might as well take a look around. Alright, so here's like the world map, so to speak, and it's where you basically do all your stuff. If I wanted to, I could go back and basically explore the Guy's Cryo Center a little bit more, but right from the get-go, I want to sort of like get some food, and it's raining, I want to get some like cover and stuff like that, so that's what we're going to do. Down here, there's some abandoned houses and trailers, and that's where we're probably going to go first for some scavenging, and that's what a big part of this game is all about, scavenging stuff. As you approach the town, there's no sign of activity. Buildings stand in ruin, vehicles are overturned and blackened with fire. Explosion marks radiate outward from walls and pavement. In the distance, strange-looking creatures circle in the sky, like monstrous, leathery vultures. The world has drastically changed from what you knew. Some sort of cataclysm has befallen the earth, returning mankind to the Dark Ages. Along with it, your hopes of finding a warm meal and some answers. You decide to look around and scavenge what you can from the ruins. Alright, so it's time to do some scavenging, and this is really where the meat of this game is all about. You're basically going to scavenge for supplies, and this supply is basically called NEO Scavenger. So scavenge, search the area for anything useful. Looking around you, there appears to be a few areas worth checking out. So these basically include a locked storage shed, which I can't open because it's locked, and an abandoned mobile home. So let's scavenge an abandoned mobile home, I guess. Like other suburban homes, mobile homes were on the front lines in war between fleeing urban populations and supernatural hordes from the wilds. However, their smaller sizes often means there are less to be found in each. Alright, so basically when scavenging, you can use like skills and items that you basically have found to basically get more loot or get more safety or be able to get more sneaky. Basically, depending on what you're trying to get. In the beginning, I'm not really worried too much about my safety. I'm more worried about getting loot. So we're basically going to use strong to basically get as much loot as possible. And I found something, so I can go to my items and see what they are. And they include a rifle scope, a 2x7x optical scope, a gray shirt, we'll put that on. We found some blue jeans, those will be some good wearing to keep us warm. We found some sort of small parts, I'll be able to make use of those in a little bit. And we found an olive colored hoodie. We'll put that on too for more warmth. Alright, now, I found some sort of small parts, and these are actually really great to find. But more importantly, I found a newspaper and some small papers to read here. So in this game, there's lots of crafting you can do, and how to find new recipes. You can either go into the wiki and look at them, or you can find these little small pieces of paper that basically give you ideas around recipes and such. So the first one here basically tells us how to make a binocular strap. So if I use a binocular optical zoom with medium thread, I basically get a binocular as a strap. If I use a pliers, mechanic scale, a Phillips head screwdriver, 4 caster weirs, a 6 small thread, 16 small mechanical parts, and 2 very large containers and a shopping cart frame, I can make myself a box cart. Yeah, it's a mouthful, but there's something you can craft. And here's foil scraps. Basically, one medium non-rigid EM reflective sheet can be turned into foil scraps. Alright, that's all out of the way. Let's look at the newspaper here. So basically, these are how you get more recipes. These are bigger newspapers. These are how you can get some ideas on what's going on in the world around you. So Roid Rage. Troy Jupiter Group has been dealing with a month-long strike at its mine at Jupiter's L4 supercluster. The sometimes violent dispute has choked supplies to Earth and cost Troy Jupiter around 1.2 billion in revenue. Alright, so there's basically, a little bit about the world. Essentially, the mines of Jupiter are being, stopped by a month-long strike, and as such, supplies to Earth has been choked quite a bit. Alright, so that's basically out of the way. Now, I'm actually what I'm going to do right now. We're basically going to go into our crafting screen. So we're actually going to stop scavenging for a moment. And down here is like our crafting screen. And this is like a big part of this game. Basically, you're going to craft stuff to basically survive. And one of the things you can craft right away with this small sort of, assortment of small parts and lockpicking is I can make lockpicks. So I'll make some lockpicks, and these can be used to basically, get past that locked storage shed that, is over, there. So let's scavenge that now. So note how basically a locked storage shed is a good sign because no one's, someone thinks there's something valuable inside and no one else has been able to move it yet. The question is, can you get past the lock? So I can't get past the lock unless I have lock picks or something to open the lock. So we'll basically pick the lock on the shed with the lock picks here. Luckily, you were prepared for it, for just such an occasion. Now let's see what's in here. So basically, I've picked the lock and I can look inside of it. I'll use strong to basically get a whole lot of loot, and you'll notice that this big green bar. The more green bar you basically get for loot, safety, and sneak, the better. The more green bar for loot means more loot. The more green bar for safety means more safety. You don't injure yourself scavenging. And the more green bar for sneak basically means that you have less chance of attracting attention to yourself while you're scavenging. So let's see what's in here. You found something. Ooh, look at that! We found ourselves a Pearson Ravager multi-tool pocket knife. So that's basically your Swiss Army knife, so to speak. And it's going to be really important for my character, so we're going to put it right there. I also found some t-shirts. And by the looks of it, these are the ones in best condition, so we'll put those right there. Now, I basically did that for a reason. Basically, while putting all this clothes on is great, I basically want use of these spare things to basically make some small thread and rags, because they'll be good for medical reasons. So I'll go in here for crafting, and I'm basically gonna throw a small shoe here. This we got the olive color hoodie on. This is actually a better hoodie than the one I'm currently wearing, so I'm actually gonna take this one off and put that one on. Durability on items is really important, by the way, because stuff does deteriorate in this game, especially food and clothing. And if you're not prepared for it, basically your clothes will go to shit real quick, and then that'll be a problem for you. Alright, we'll do that. I'm going to put this here, we're going to put this here. We're going to put this t-shirt right here, this one here. I'm basically going to make some, dirty rags, some medium lengths of string from the shoe here. And then for this stuff, we're just going to get some small rings and dirty rags. So, pop, pop, pop. Now, the reason for doing that is that I basically get a whole lot of this small string and this medium string. If I put this medium string right here, I can make myself some medium lengths of string from this small handful of string. I'll make a couple of those. Now, making this stuff means I can craft some stuff with this medium string. For example, if I take a medium string plus this rifle scope, I can make myself a pair of well, I can't make myself a pair, but rather I'll make myself I didn't mean to do that. I can make myself a scope of a strap. So that's what I'm going to do right now. We're just going to make ourselves a scope of a strap there. And now I'm going to have to go over here and we'll have to recraft this medium string. And just to sort of show us off as well, if I have two pieces of medium string and I use something like a newspaper, I can make myself a sling. So we'll make one of those. So there's a little bit of stuff basically to go around with. Now I got this rifle scope of a strap. I can put this on my neck, so I basically have an optical device for seeing very far away. That'll help get away. If you look at my character, I've got the short-sightedness basically from myopia. This will basically help make up for it, so I can basically see a lot farther. And I got a sling here, which is cool. Slings are awesome. We're gonna put that right here, I guess. I gotta find some stones or ammo to put into it, but for the most part, whatever. And that's going to be all I can really do for this first little location. Eventually I'll do more, but I'll have to basically hold off on doing more until I get like some containers basically to put stuff in. I think. I can put those shards in my coat pocket here for now, I guess. Let's take this handful of string and put them here. They're actually pretty important handfuls of string. String is like your most important commodity in this game, as odd as that might sound. It's basically used for crafting stuff, like a whole lot of stuff. And it's actually a very important item I want to make, eventually. Alright, so we walked ourselves into a forest here, and we actually ran out of turns, so I'm going to end my turn here. Alright, so it stopped raining, that's good. And we're in a forest, that's great. So while in the forested area, I can actually do some stuff. For example, I can make myself a weapon. Though I think we'll hold off on making a weapon. I don't really need it right from the get-go, so I'm not going to worry about a weapon just yet. Alright, I kind of don't like the fact that it's so dark at the moment, but whatever. That's just because it's cloudy and it's morning. There we go, sunlight. Sunlight makes things easier. And yeah, there's lots of forest around here apparently. Let's go up here a little bit. And wow, there's like no cities or anything around me. Usually there's a bunch of cities all over the place, but I'm having trouble finding them. Oh, there's a feral dog. Alright, so here's like something to watch out for. Basically in this game, there's like, enemies you have to watch out for. They're like feral dogs, dogmen, and other humans. You want to watch out for feral dogs because they can actually hurt you if you're not careful, so... Let's go up here. It's apparently running away, that's good. I don't want to deal with that actually right now. Ooh! Up here there's a shack in the woods. It's a secluded shack in the woods. That's a great thing for finding, because usually there's stuff in these. So let's go here. And we're going to scavenge. Alright, so basically there's an abandoned mobile home. We'll go here and we'll scavenge for stuff. So blah blah, we've already read this thing, so let's just go strong. And we'll see what we can find. Ooh, I found a lot of stuff. I found some arrows. That's good to find, sort of. I don't really use arrows in this game a whole lot, but I do have the range scale if I want to. I've got myself a couple more things here. This is a better hoodie than what we currently got, so let's just go like this. And these blue jeans don't really compare to mine, so I'm not going to worry about them too much. We got ourselves a yummy creamy crumb soup can over here. Ooh, we found a plastic bag. These are awesome. So there's like our first container item thing, so we can put this right here, and I've got a container. And I can throw stuff in there if I want to. Let's empty this out. I'm actually going to eat these chips. So you ate a handful of potato chips. That'll help me out a little bit. Let's put this right here. We found some medium lengths of string. They're pretty awesome to find. And we found a Pearson Pharaoh mummy sleeping bag. This is a really awesome find because as you can see, it's worth a whole lot. And it actually gives us like something to sleep in, which is good. I want this because it's pretty important to have around. And we're just going to put this stuff in here for now. And I think what I do over here, we're actually going to put these like, bottles and such in my bag. Now note by the way, if you press the WASD keys, you can like rotate stuff all around. So I rotate those around a little bit for the hell of it. Alright, so here's like a sort of like battle plan, so to speak, I've got right now. Right now I've got myself a couple bottles of like, empty bottles I can use for like storing water. I've got a soup can which I actually use for actually heating up water and boiling it. And I've got like water nearby as well. And I got some string. It's time to do some major crafting, I think. So let's get to it. So, let's see here. The first thing I want to do, I want to use the woods here, and we'll craft some tools. So there's some like large branch trees, medium branch trees, as well as a handful of small twigs. With this stuff, I can make like bows and spears and stuff like that. Though for the early part of the game, I think what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put like this right here. We're going to put this one right here, and I'm going to put mechanic here. I'm gonna put this medium length of string in here. And you got no recipes here. I'm actually looking to build something called travois. So there it is. So I basically need to have 1 mechanic skill, 4 medium shafts, 12 medium threads, and 2 large shafts. So apparently I need to put some of these, like, you know, medium-sized branches in here. And there we go, I can make myself a travois. This is basically a vehicle in this game. And vehicles are basically used for transporting large loads because, you know, I'm basically playing a pack mule type character here, so boom! And that took a full turn of crap, but whatever. I now have something called a travois, which I can basically attach to myself. And that'll be used for, like, basically carrying up stuff I want to, though I can't run anymore, which is sucky, but, yeah, I just have to make do with it. Now, I ran out of turns doing this, but whatever. We can basically just go like this, and I can end my turn. And let's just go in here. And what we're going to do next with all this stuff I still have around, I'm going to go and take the large branch from a tree here. Oh, I have sunlight. Sunlight's actually really important because it can be used to basically start fires and such. So what we're going to do with that, we're going to put this here, a handful of small twigs and bark, and I'm going to use that, you know, this bottle here to basically start a small fire. So small campfire, focused sunlight. This will destroy the bottle, which will suck, but whatever. Confirm. Now I made a fire. If I add a medium branch to that, I can make myself a stoked medium fire. That'll make me a lot easier to spot, but, you know, whatever. Now, with this medium campfire, I can do some stuff, basically. I can, like, you know, take, like, you know, this large branch from a tree. I can take a sharp edge, like, say, one of these shards here. And I can make myself a sharpened spear. And if I put this right here. Okay, what else do I need? There's something called a hardened spear, and you basically need a large, rigid, flexible shaft, a sharp edge, any combat skill, and flame source. Okay, so I basically need to have ranged. And now I can make myself a hardened spear. And this is a really good weapon to basically start off the game with. So, boom. And I got myself a weapon. 2 weapons, actually. So if I get into trouble, I basically have access to a hardened spear to attack with melee. And I've got this sling here in my hand for, you know, defense as well. Let's put that there, and we'll put this right here. Whoops, I didn't mean to put that one there. I'm going to put the sling here. I'll put this here. Alright, now with all that done, I think what's next to do is I want to basically do a little bit of boiling water, I think. Now, I basically have, like, you know, this minor cut and minor pain happening over here, as well as this minor bruising and minor pain over here. I haven't really dealt with those, but it'd be good if I put, like, some bandages on those, and there's a good way of doing that right away. So let's go in here. We're going to go to the crafting screen. I'm going to throw this fire right here, this soup can right here, and we're going to put this water here. And I can boil up some water. So, boom. I now got some water sterilized, and this will be used basically to clean wounds and do other stuff with it. So that's what we're basically going to be doing with that stuff. So for example, I can go in here. I can use, like, you know, water on my minor cut and on my bruise here. I guess it doesn't do anything for that, so we're not going to worry about that then. Let's just drink this water. And by the way, you want to be very careful drinking water. If you drink, like, unsterilized water, it can usually lead to bad things, but if you sterilize it first, it leads to good things, like, you know, not dying and, like, slating your thirst. Alright, so I think next, what I'll do is I want to make some rags and stuff. So let's just go in here. We're going to put these olive color hoodies here. We'll put these, we'll actually just put the olive color hoodie here for now. I'm going to make some, like, my dirty rags basically here, which will be used basically to be sterilized to put on my wounds and such. So we'll put this here. I'm basically going to use this to craft some water, I think. So you can get some, like, you know, water from, like, you know, rivers, marshes, and lake resources. So we'll do that. That's all unsterilized. I have to sterilize it before I can do anything with it. So let's just take this over here. I'll put the soup can right there. I'll put the fire source here, and then I'll have, like, you know, the ability to boil water. If I throw in the dirty rags too, I can make some clean rags. And these are really good because they basically are for, you know, medical reasons. So boom, 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 boom. And I can like boil this water, and I can just drink that. So we'll drink that. Slake my thirst again for a little bit. And now I've got all these clean rags. And these clean rags can be used to like put on like wounds and such. So I can put this like right here. I can put this right there. Or I guess I don't have much to worry about there. But basically I can put like this on my my wound to basically keep it from getting infected or further infected. So that's what you can use like clean rags for. Plus you can sell these for a lot as well, as you can see. Sort of. Not really. You can sell them for a lot, but take my word for it, I guess. Let's put these right here for now, I guess. And the thing is, I can't really put anything on a trap voice just yet because I don't really have any containers for it. Or actually, I can put some stuff on a trap voice, but I don't want to put like things like the sleeping bag in here because, like, you know, the sleeping bag is sort of important. The sleeping bag, you know, you want to sort of keep around with you, so yeah. I need to find some better containers and such. But whatever. I think the next thing I want to do is I want to fill up this water bottle a little bit, so we'll do that. So, put this here. We'll do that. We'll put that there, we'll put that here. And we'll put the soup can here. Alright, so there's some sterilized water. That sterilized water I can put into the water bottle right here. And you can put a total of 2 water in these like bottles, by the way. So there's some sterilized water in there for, you know, drinking later if you need to. And that's going to be it for this turn, I guess, because I don't really have a whole lot more to do. Huh. It's perfect like these shards are 100%. All of them. Well, some of them are. I like 100% shards. They're very useful for things. We'll put those there for now. Alright, I think the next thing I want to do is save the game, so to speak. I basically got a half hour. You know, basically see me sort of like get started with this game. The next thing I really want to do really in the game is so you know what I'm going to do next. I'm basically going to explore around, try and find some more stuff to basically make my life easier. And go from there, so to speak. But for the most part, this is actually a really good start. I got myself a weapon, I got myself a sling, I got myself a travois. I'm ready to kick some ass. But I'll do it next time. For now, I'll see you guys in the next episode. So take care.